Okay, hopefully you guys can hear me. We'll see. I'll turn on the chat. Good evening. Let me know if you can hear that. Okay. Speaking of hearing, you're going to hear a little bit of an echo. Let's see here. I'll share this. Okay, hopefully you guys can hear me. Okay. Let's see, I'll turn on the chat. Let me get this shared to a few pages, and then we'll begin. Hope everyone's having a great night tonight. Okay. Speaking of hearing, you're going to hear a little bit of an echo. It's running a little late, so we'll get started here in a few seconds. We get this shared to a few pages, and then we'll begin. Josh, if you're watching, I did get your video, so that's loaded up and ready to go. Okay. Brian says, happy anniversary, Brian. Thank you, Brian. Roger says, hello from Anderson, South Carolina. Well, hello, Roger. Thanks for joining us. Bonehead says, hello, Brian. Hey, Bonehead. Thanks for joining us. All right. So hopefully you guys can hear me okay. And with that, it is 8 o'clock. Time to begin. Hey everybody, this is Brian Hogue. Welcome to another week of the Chiller Night Theater pre-show. This, of course, is the 3-year anniversary episode. So 3 years doing this show, and later on in this episode, I'm going to show you kind of an evolution of the show from the very first night I did it on my cell phone to where we're at right now, and a little sneak peek to where we're headed. Okay, as far as some of the video and audio capability that Tom Paisley helped me with earlier this week. But before we get to that, I will, let me see some of these comments. Bonehead says, happy anniversary. Diana says, hi everyone. Hi Diana. Cassandra, hi everybody. David says, good evening. Champagne popped and poured. Cheers to the Chiller Night pre-show 3rd anniversary. Thank you. Thank you very much. Brad says, it's a Chiller Night pre-show with Brian Hogue, starring Brian Hogue. Now here's Brian. Happy 3rd anniversary. What's on tonight, Brian? It is, 1 second here. John says, it's baseball season now, but stepping up is our weekend grand slam hitter. It's time for Chiller Night pre-show with Brian Hogue. This is Crozak the Grand, and happy anniversary. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, John, and nice chatting with you earlier today. So, and today, all right, Brad, here we go. Tonight at 9 o'clock, Chiller Night Theater, the movie is Indestructible Man. It is indeed, starring Lon Chaney Jr. I wasn't sure where I was going to go with that. Okay, 11 o'clock, Chiller Chat. 11 o'clock, George Garanci from the Ghoul World Order is my guest tonight. 11:30, Chiller Night Theater, the movie is The Devil Bat. And 1:30 a.m. Chiller Chat. It's me, and that's the one we did on the 6th of the month there. And 2 a.m. Chiller Night Theater. The movie is Attack of the Giant Leeches. And all 3 of those shows, if you remember, were live shows where Jack Shadow was actually live interacting with the, well, I don't know if live's the word we can use for Jack Shadow, but it was interacting with you folks. So check those out if you haven't yet. Tom says, hello, all you magnificent beasties. Hello, Tom. And thanks for helping me earlier in the week. And like I said, we're going to actually see a clip. I think it's about 1.5 minutes long. It's just a little compilation of the episodes that we've had throughout the years, and it ends with what Tom was helping me with earlier this week. So I think it's going to take Chiller Chat to a bigger and brighter direction. Tom Gross says hello and happy anniversary. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate that. Glam Fangs, happy anniversary. Brian, hi, Bonehead. Howdy, Diana. Hey there, Tom. Tom says glam. Bonehead says hello, Chiller Night crew. How are you, Allians? Well, I'm doing fine, and I know Jack Shadow's up there in the castle, and he's doing rather well, as far as I'm aware. And Ava couldn't be with us tonight. She's out and about tonight, but I know she's doing well. And hopefully Samantha is too. Haven't heard from her in a little while. Glam says, Tom, the IT Tech King is here. Yes, he is. Oh, hey, he was very, very patient with me, and we made some pretty good progress, I must say. Brad says, sorry I couldn't make it last week. I was watching WWE WrestleMania 37 on Peacock. Well, hey, not a problem. Tom says, so is Brian wearing jeans or Bermuda shorts? Hey, I'm a jeans, t-shirt, and cowboy boots kind of guy. So from the waist down, I'm jeans and cowboy boots. So Craig says, happy anniversary. Thank you, Craig. I appreciate that. Jason says, happy anniversary. I can't watch tonight, and I'm sorry no video. Oh, no problem, Jason. I appreciate that. Appreciate all the support, all you guys, for all these episodes. Al says, happy anniversary to Chiller Night Theater. And thank you, Al. Paul says, new to your show, do you play movies? We do. We do on, let me show you where, Paul. At Stream Media, let me see if I can make that a little bigger. Why, look at that. Okay, at streammedia.tv at 9 o'clock. This is our schedule for this evening, Paul. At 9 o'clock, Indestructible Man. 11 o'clock is my talk show Chiller Chat, and I'm going to have a George Garanci on, and he's going to be talking about his online show, The Ghoul World Order, amongst other things. 11:30, Chiller Night Theater. The movie is The Devil Bat. 1:30, I do another Chiller Chat episode, and that one's from earlier in the month on the 6th. And then at 2 a.m., Chiller Night Theater, Attack of the Giant Leeches. So there you go, and just go to streammedia.tv. You can either watch the programming right there on that site, or you can scroll down the side. They have an option to connect to their Roku channel. I personally advise to do that. I like watching it on the big screen on the TV, but to each his own. I just know I sit in front of a computer too long as it is, so what am I doing here? Oh, there we go. All right, so there we go. All right, folks. So everyone's wishing happy 3-year anniversary. We actually had some video submissions, so without further hesitation, I will play David and Diane and Silvio's video first. And I really appreciate you guys doing this. Joshua Maley, he had sent one. In fact, that's why I was running a little late there. I just got that one. I had to download it and then load it onto the queue. But we got it. So, Josh, if you're watching, thank you. But here we go with David and Diana first.
Good evening. Happy 3rd anniversary Chiller Night pre-show.
Happy anniversary, Brian and Ava. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Witches.
Witches who?
Which is the way to Jack Shadow's castle.
Cheers.
There they are, of course, with their champagne, toasting for the night. So thank you, David and Diana. That was great. I appreciate that. Let's see, some salutations being exchanged there. And Josh Maley sent one. I'm sure if you don't recall, Josh was a guest on Chiller Chat in the past, so here is his. He does independent movies, and he writes as well. So here we go. Thank you, Josh.
Hey, Brian, it's Josh Maley from Grimm's Frightmares, author of The Way of Seeming, down here in my dungeon. Wishing you and Chiller Chat pre-show a very happy 3rd anniversary. It was my great pleasure to be featured on your show a few years back, and I catch it as often as I can. and I look forward to many more years to come. Congratulations.
Appreciate that very, very much. Jeff says, congratulations, Brian. I discovered your show about a year ago and have been hooked ever since. Thank you, Jeff. I really appreciate that. John says, good evening, everyone. Good evening, John. Thanks for joining us. So, yes, 3 years ago. I will tell the story very briefly because you've heard it 100 times. But when I first started, I started Chiller Night Theater back in 2008, in May of 2008. So, coming up on 13 years of Chiller Night Theater next month, first Saturday of May, which in this case falls on May 1st. Chiller Night Theater. Now Jack Shadow has been a horror host for 13 years coming up. The very second show is when I had my very first Chiller Chat episode. So that 13-year anniversary is coming up on May 8th. So we're going to be seeing some things. In fact, Jack's going to have a brand new Chiller Night Theater, and I'm just going to I'll be playing it on that night to kick off a set of newer programming. So, but what I'm going to show right now is kind of the evolution of the Chiller Night pre-show. And like I said, I when I started with Stream TV back in 2017, October 2017. I was just getting on my phone an hour before the programming because there was really no announcement. There was no articles in the newspaper. There's really nothing to let people know that this was, Jack Shadow was back on the air. As far as they did a transition for the station, the TV station, the local TV station at that time. So. There was nothing to indicate that, so I just started getting on my phone, and it just kind of evolved over the years. So you're going to see a little bit of that in what I'm about to show. About a minute and a half, and then at the very end, I have a little clip, a very short clip of what Tom Paisley was helping me with earlier in the week. In fact, it was just after the live episode of the Chiller Chat that we did. So Tom got on there and was helping me. Again, thank you, Tom, for your patience and walking me through these steps. I love how it's looking and sounding. So with that, let me show you a sample. Tonight's the very first time that I'm trying this to try to promote the shows coming up at 9 o'clock. But it also is my first step into a larger world, as Obi-Wan Kenobi would say. Thank you, Obi-Wan. And this might be the first. Folks, I'm Brian Hogue, and Brad says it's the Chiller Night pre-show with Brian Hogue, starring Brian Hogue, and now here's Brian. All right, that's what I like to hear, even if I'm saying it. Everybody, thank you for joining me tonight. Wanted a little opening theme music there, so that's what I did. I will say this, we are not on YouTube tonight, so that is no longer an option, evidently. So I got on here, I was looking to see if I could add another type of streaming channel from YouTube. I guess not. Is Tom Paisley and I we're figuring this stuff out tonight, trying to get this to work. That's looking good, though. I'm very happy with that.
That's not bad. That's not bad for something that didn't have to buy anything.
There you have it. It's quite a we progressed quite a bit since the cell phone days. So yeah, I just want to thank all you guys, and again, thanks, Tom. That was that's exactly the look and sound that I was looking for and wanting for quite a while. So it looks like we have reasonably figured out a way to do that, and I'm pretty happy about that. So let's see. Tom says I'm patient. yeah. Tom says, "Oh gosh, I sound like a derp." Well, I don't know what a derp sounds like, but You sounded fine. No, it is kind of funny when you see and hear yourself. You know, you think you might look or sound a certain way, and then you see and hear yourself on video, and it sometimes tells a little story different than what you think. Terrence says, "Hello, everyone." Hey, Terrence, thanks for joining us. Brad says, "See, Brian, people love my intro. I know, all the way back in the beginning." So, ah, but look how far this has come. This is really awesome. And Paul says, "What state are you streaming from?" From Pennsylvania, Paul. In fact, just a little north of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So, where are all you guys from? I know where some of you are from, but yeah, let me know where you're watching this from. David says, "Second glass of champagne. What's everyone drinking?" What is everyone drinking? Share your state and drink a choice for tonight when you get to it. Not that we're endorsing anything here. Just curious. Just a question. But yeah, we've been at it for quite a while here. 3 years of the pre-show. It's been a lot of fun over the years, just getting on here, and from 8 until 9 o'clock, or a couple minutes prior, so people can get their Roku devices set up or whatever you're watching it on, and make that switch from the pre-show over to Chiller Night Theater on Stream TV. Very much appreciate it. Brad says, "In the hill of Pennsylvania." Paul says, "Cool, watching from Texas, but I'm from Ohio." Oh, cool, very cool. Brad said, "Hills." Al says, "Watching from Scranton, Pennsylvania." We actually, and I know on Stream TV we have viewership like all over, and from here, like Paul says, he's from Texas, and I know Kevin, our friend Kevin from Ireland, gets on here and watches. Of course, Leroy from Canada, hopefully he'll be on tonight. Bonehead says, "Austin, Texas. I'm transplanted Canadian, originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania." Oh, that's very cool. Very cool. And my inspiration, speaking of Pittsburgh, was, of course, Chiller Theater with Chilly Billy, Bill Cardell, as the host for for many, many years, airing out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So, Brad says, "See, Brian, America loves us." Yeah. Well, I hope so. And then Diana says, "Pittsburgh." Brian says, "Staten Island, New York." And then Tom says, "How can a Canadian be from Pittsburgh?" A transplanted Canadian, originally from Pittsburgh. Bonehead, take it away. And that's funny. Paul says, "Yes, my son-in-law told me about him." Bonehead, oh, okay. Then Bonehead says, "Chilly Billy and Chiller Theater are legendary." I know. That was, it really was. It was what really inspired me to. Now, Paul, if you're new here, so the host of the show, we'll put up a bigger picture. Let's not be shy. At 9 o'clock, Chiller Night Theater, the host is Jack Shadow, and the lovely ladies are in black. That's Aura the Witch, and in red is Elle Von Knock the Vampire. So, and Aura is played by my lovely wife Ava, and I, of course, am Jack Shadow. And then I do another show called Chiller Chat. And this is actually Samantha, who was playing Elle Von Knock. She's sitting there, and we are doing an episode there. But mostly we do the shows, anymore, doing them just like this, you know, where I have the guests call in and stuff. But thanks to Tom, we might have video capabilities to where I can talk, where you can actually see and hear the guests talking at the same time. And that will be fantastic. Daniel says, "Hello, everyone. My, Brian, you are looking dapper." Well, thank you. Thank you, Daniel. And Paul says, "He's from Pittsburgh. He's from Pittsburgh, my son-in-law." Pittsburgh's a great place. I used to live there. So, let's see. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. So there you have it. I appreciate the videos that were submitted. Thank you very much. And like I said, a new Chiller Night Theater will be coming up on Saturday, May 1st. So we'll get Jack Shadow out and about. Where is he, anyways? Aha! Whoop! Let me get behind him. Thought that was pretty cool. But anyways, Jack will be back with new programming. So we'll just have to wait and see. I'll make that announcement the week of. I've got a couple of them I'm working on, and quite honestly, I'm undecided as to which one I actually want to feature that night. But we'll let you know when the time comes. Paul says, Cleveland, I'm sure you know about Big Chuck of Little John or Houlihan, Big Chuck from Cleveland Market. Chuck, a Little John or Houlihan, Big Chuck from the Cleveland Market. I'm not sure, Paul, if I've heard of that or not, but you know, you're not that far from me at all. I'm actually, yeah, you're not that far at all. Cleveland's pretty close, and then just a little more of a distance than it is from here to Pittsburgh. So Tatiana says, love the castle in the background. Well, thank you, that's cool. And if you look very close, sharp-eyed viewers may see that Jack Shadow's up in the very top of the castle. If you look through that window, you can actually see him in there moving around. Bonehead says, I was born in Pittsburgh. We moved to Windsor, Ontario when I was young. Grew up there, became a Canadian citizen. Then went in the service and moved back to Pennsylvania, married and relocated to Texas. Cool. Bonehead says, I got dual citizenship in the U.S. and Canada. All right. Well, that explains it. There you go. So, make sure I'm not missing anything. I always got to look. Like I say, May 1st, new Chiller Night Theater. May 8th, of course, we've been having new Chiller chats every week. So there'll be a new Chiller chat. But I think what I'm going to do is go with more of an anniversary type of episode for that occasion. So we'll see about that. But I do want to bring up this. Chiller Chats have been streaming live on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay, so join me this coming Tuesday on April 20th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, just like you are right here on the same channels on YouTube or Facebook, Chiller Night Theater, for guest Leah Dawn Madden. Now, she'll be talking about fairies, folklore. Are they only myths, or are they real? Find out Tuesday as we talk to Leah Dawn Madden, and maybe she'll give us some information on that. Tatiana says, open house. Oh, Tatiana says, can we visit it? Can we visit the castle? Open house? That would be cool, huh? There is a physical castle somewhere. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe I should do that someday. Sell tickets. And Tom says, I went to high school in the Maritimes, Bonehead. Oh. Paul said, started after Goulardi. Oh, I see. Here's the thing. I know who Goulardi is, of course. I mean, but I'll tell you what. When I grew up watching Chiller Theater, I'll be honest. I didn't even know there were other horror hosts. You know, when I was a kid growing up watching Chiller Theater, I just knew of Chilly Billy. I just knew of Bill Cardell. Like that was the Saturday show, and I didn't really know of the other horror hosts until later on, and then I started, like Elvira, Svengoolie, and Goulardi. Even the old school horror hosts, I didn't know about them back in the days when I was growing up as a kid watching Chilly Billy. So, but that's cool. And then David says, what's Jack Shadow's castle named? He keeps it nice and simple. It's Castle Shadow. So there you have it. And then, let's see. Brad says, not only do I do the intro host, I also do the Chiller Night Theater intermission show. As a matter of fact, I gave Chiller Night Pre-Show its name. Yeah, appreciate that, Brad. The Chiller, yeah, I put it on here. I said, what do you guys think it ought to be called? And I like that one that Brad came up with. So Paul says, also there's a couple, the Mummy and the Monkey. Oh yeah, is that in Cleveland? And then Bonehead says, beautiful country there, Tom. And Cassandra says, April 20th, 420. Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say people are still gonna be asking what you're drinking tonight, or maybe Tatiana says where? Oh, it's in it. It's in LOL. She says the actual set is in Oil City, Pennsylvania. The actual set. So yeah, we got. But for this purpose, it's in the dimension of the dark domain. Well, I'm taking a risk, folks. Even just sitting here around all the hazards of these ghosts and ghouls all around me. Um, Tom says yes, South Shore of Nova Scotia. Oh, he and Bonehead are discussing that. Lasercorn says, "Hey, peep, sorry I'm late. Had to take care of dinner and then dishes and then Brian, is that you? Dang, looking rather dapper, young man. Thank you. It is. Oh, I forgot to put this up. Pow! That's why. It is our 3-year anniversary. I'm only 25 minutes into the episode before I remembered to put that up there. But yes, it is our 3-year anniversary here for the pre-show. Yeah, I knew I put that on there. I forgot about it. But there you have it. Paul says, I know I didn't know about him, Chilly Billy, either from Pittsburgh. Oh yeah. It's kind of like I guess where you grow up, you know, especially if you're a kid, you just kind of think that's it, you know. At least I did. And then Bonehead says, I am really glad and blessed to have lived in both countries, beautiful lands and great people. That's for sure. Brad says, it's just fun to do as a hobby, LOL. And Paul says, yes, they're from Cleveland. Also, husband and wife team on Facebook. Oh, okay. 10 o'clock on Friday. Cassandra says, replying to Paul, love the Mummy and the Monkey. Bonehead says, so what's your plans for celebrating your anniversary, Brian? This is it. This is the show. And then on the 13th anniversary, 13-year anniversary for Jack Shadows, a horror host, we'll be having a brand new Chiller Night Theater that night on May 1st. It actually was May 2nd or 3rd back in 2008, but I'm going by the first Saturday of May, just like this, you know, because if it was truly the anniversary night, it could fall on a Wednesday or a Tuesday or something. So the anniversary for this show is the 3rd Saturday of April. So, because when was it? It was, I think it was the 18th of April back in 2018. Paul says, the dimension of the dark. I love Oil City. I visit there quite often. Oh, did you know? I camped down there by Milo's campground by the Allegheny River. Oh, is that right? Yeah, that's where the studio is for Stream TV. So Daniel says, congrats on 3 years, Brian. Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate that. Well, now you know very specifically where we're at. Well, I'm not there. I'm about 30 miles south from there. I'm a little close. Well, I can't say I'm closer to Pittsburgh, but kind of in the middle of Oil City and Pittsburgh, where I'm located right now. Brad says, later this month, the new Mortal Kombat movie will be released. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've seen the trailers for that. That looks pretty cool. Mary says, congrats on 3 years. Thank you, Mary. Brad says on HBO Max. That's right. Yeah, that's where I saw Kong, or Godzilla vs. Kong. So, still no spoilers, but I enjoyed that movie. I thought it was entertaining, you know. Just looking to see if I'm catching up on stuff here, making sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, looking good, looking good. Yeah, like I said, this all started with me just wanting to get the word out, talking on my cell phone, trying to gather up some viewers. I didn't have anything going on in the paper and stuff like that. There was no articles, nothing to raise any awareness. Well, I mean, on Stream TV, on their website, it's on, you know, it was on there. So if you go to their website, or when you go there, hopefully when, not if, but when you go there, you do see it, you know, advertised. You see that quite prominently on their website, but as far as that goes, like just a general public, I don't think a lot of them knew about it. So I was trying my best to just get the word out. Still am to this day, just trying to get the word out that hey, folks, trying to make a noise and letting you know what's coming up at 9 o'clock, because it's one of the hard thing to do anymore is just promote yourself, especially when you're limited on time. It's a tough thing to do. I wish I had like a little crew. I wish I had one or two other people to 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 help out in that regards. But it is what it is. I'm here. I'm making it happen. But every once in a while, like Tom, his help this week was, that was incredible. That's really that's going to really boost the quality of Chiller Chat. The ability to have guests on there and for you to be able to see the live, the video and the audio. That's really gonna really boost the quality, because before that, I have a picture on the phone with, and I'm very old school. I'm just calling them up, setting the phone down, and talking away. Doesn't always make for a very clear audio on their end. So, this sounds like this is something that's going to be a lot of fun. And Brad says, hey, no spoilers. No, I wouldn't dare. And then Paul says, like always, I like the special effects. Oh yeah, with the Godzilla vs. Kong. They were quite elaborate, weren't they? They really tore up that town. And Bonehead says, congratulations, Brian, and thanks for all the great memories and fun times you had sharing with us through the years. Thank you, and well done, sir. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thanks for joining me and being with me all this time. David says, any cats lurking about tonight? No, thankfully not. Ava, my partner in crime, she stepped out for the evening, so she is normally the one who you guys talk into letting her have the cats in here. So thankfully there are no cats in my immediate vicinity. Cassandra says, I love HBO Max. That is where I watch Godzilla and Kong. Yeah, us too. Paul says, I can see you're a great host, so congratulations on your 3 years. So thank you very much. I very much appreciate that, Paul. Like I said, I grew up horror movies to me. Horror, science fiction, the chillers, the chiller movies. They just, I have a lot of great memories with those. Can we truly be scared by those movies of yesteryear, the Roger Corman movies and stuff like that? No, I don't see that necessarily happen, but to watch those and I'd still watch and love those movies with a lot more eagerness than a lot of the stuff that's out today, just because I think it just brings back those good feelings of yesteryear, growing up watching that stuff on Saturday night. So I do appreciate that. It is funny though, kind of the evolution even of Chiller Night Theater. Started out as a show called Sleepy Hollow Theater, and in 2015 when I had Chilly Billy, Bill Cardell, on my show as a guest, I switched the name from that point over to Chiller Night Theater. I didn't want to do it before that. I knew I was going to change the name, but I wanted to meet with him and get his input on it and get his his okay on that, his blessing, so to speak, because it is obviously a very similar name. The title is a homage to Chiller Theater, of which I loved and grew up watching. So, Bonehead says, somebody's got to annoy you, Brian. Might as well be me with my weekly mindless text. No, never. No, keep it up. I love the exchange. It's funny. John was. I don't know if John's on here. was saying something about he called me on the phone there to do a video FaceTime, and he said something about that, like saying his comments on here. I said, I'm glad you guys are doing this. I'm glad to see the interaction. I wouldn't even want to do this if you. I mean, why would I want to sit here for even 5 minutes if you guys weren't interacting with each other or with me? To me, that would be boring. To me, in a way, this is kind of like a big room that we're all in. Or a big dark domain that we congregate in every Saturday night. So. Kind of this, set the fun little atmosphere before kicking off 9 o'clock with Jack Shadow. So I think it's fun. Evidently, you must think it's fun enough to join me and to come back. So I very much appreciate that. I don't take it lightly that because I know Saturday nights there's 100 other things you could be doing, But the fact that you're here and interacting here it means so much to me. So thank you. And I will say this, as far as Chiller Night Theater, if you got somebody you can tell about the show, please do. So that's why I'm here, is to help spread the word. So Brad says Saturdays is now the best part of the week thanks to Chiller Night pre-show. Oh, thank you. Wow, thank you. John says, replying to Paul, I watch them every Friday night. Oh, the show from earlier was at the Mummy and the Monkey. Yeah, you did mention them earlier today, John. Cassandra says, this is the best hour of the week for me. I look forward to every week. Oh, wow. Thank you, guys. Bonin said, thanks, Brian. Ava says, hey, baby, happy third pre-show year. Oh, thank you. There you are. I don't know where you are specifically, but you're on my screen, so thank you. Hope you're having a good evening. And Paul says, so I'm here in Texas enjoying the great Super Bowl and drinking Did Iku's beer. Oh, okay. There you go. That'd be nice to be in Texas right now, I think. Wouldn't mind it. All right, so what do we got? Let me throw that schedule up one more time right now, and then we'll do it again at the end of the show. 9 p.m. Don't forget, at 9 p.m. in less than 30 minutes, Jack Shadow features Indestructible Man with Lon Chaney Jr. And then 11 p.m. Chiller Chat. My guest is George Caranci, and that was just from earlier this week on the 13th. And it says new because it's new to Chiller or to Stream TV. And then 11:30. Chiller Night Theater. The movie is The Devil Bat. That, of course, is with Bela Lugosi. 1:30 a.m. Chiller Chat. And that's the episode I did on April 6th, a couple weeks ago. And then 2 a.m. Chiller Night Theater. The movie is Attack of the Giant Leeches. Make sure you get a chance to check those out. And hopefully you do. Doss Quizbeer. Okay. Ava says at Brenton's apartment. He and Sarah say hi also. Oh, all right. Well, tell them I said hi. David says, this is my favorite champagne drinking time. Cheers to the pre-show. Okay, cool. Brad says, I just had pizza and Barg's root beer. Barg's root beer. Okay. Awesome. So, if you guys, like I said, all three of those movies tonight on Chiller Night Theater were live movies with Jack Shadow. And where is Jack? Well, you're going to see him again very shortly on May 1st. He'll be presenting a very new Chiller Night Theater, and then we'll have some more, of course, to follow. And then Jeff says, Brian, do you have a favorite Karloff film? I'd have to say just right off the top of my head, because there's so many. I mean, just so many that I really enjoy. I'm going to say Bride of Frankenstein, just because I love Frankenstein. I love the original, and I love a lot of what Boris Karloff did. But I will say this: he took the monster and gave him. I mean, we saw a little bit of a personality there in the first movie, but what he did with that monster, again, he had, I don't know. I'd be curious to know what source he drew from to I think I've heard him say that he just looked at it as more of an infant, as a child growing. And what he was able to do with Frankenstein's monster in that movie, and to give him so much character, and you as a viewer, how could you even really call him? You can't think of him as a villainous monster, really. He was just you have that pathos for him. You have all that the feeling. You don't want him to end up getting blown up or whatever. Spoiler from 1930, 35. I'd have to say that because I think is what he did in that movie. His acting in that movie is tremendous, and I just love Frankenstein. So that's what I'm going to say off the top of my head. So Jeff says mine is the Body Snatcher. Oh, very cool. And everything that he does, even like it's funny because I played the movie The Ape on here, and Jack Shadow kind of it was a little having fun at that movie, but then Jack does come back and says what a professional Boris Karloff really is. If you watch that movie, I guess less quality of an actor might not have given the role all that much, I don't know, seriousness or professionalism. And professionalism, there you go. That's the word. That's the word I gotta say with Boris Karloff, is he was certainly a master at his craft, and he gave every role he had such a professionalism, and I guess that's why we all love Boris Karloff. So a lot of those guys did, John says about Indestructible Man, Joe Flynn would later star in McHale's Navy as Captain Wallace. O.I. leading bottom, Binghamton. I don't know if I'm saying that name right. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. I mean, Jack Shadow. I don't know if that's brought up or not, but I do remember that. Now that you mention it, I didn't initially remember it, but now you bring that up. Glam says, "Hey John, hey Terrence, bonjour Lasercorn." Brad says Vincent Price was the narrator of Michael Jackson's Thriller music video. Yeah, very, very well done, very creepy. No one did that like Vincent Price. All right, so there we go. How about you guys? Do you have a favorite Boris Karloff movie? Or even, since we're playing Indestructible Man tonight, look at this though. Look at that. We have Lon Chaney Jr. and we have Bela Lugosi. Okay, so curious. Do you have a favorite Lon Chaney Jr. movie and a favorite Bela Lugosi movie? Do share. Paul says I met Vincent Price's daughter a couple times. Oh wow, that would be cool. That would be really neat. I bet she's got some interesting stories. I know Chili Billy was telling me about his meeting with, and the time he had spent there with Vincent Price, and he got to meet all those guys. Cassandra says replying with Brad Beckwith, and then you have a link there. So okay, was that I can't hit that link because I'm afraid it'll kick me off of here. Paul says her mother was English. Oh, is that right? Okay. Brad says Thriller. Okay, is that what the video is? I like that video. Something came up recently, and I don't remember what inspired me to watch that. What was it? Something came up here recently, and I'm saying maybe just a couple weeks ago, that led me to watch that video again. And yeah, that was so cool when that first came out. I don't know how many years ago. When did that come out? Thriller. But that was so cool because that was back in the days of like the favorite decade that Dale Baltzer used to like this was so long ago. The watch parties just ended this week but Dale picked a lot of them from the 80s. So that's another thing I have listed here is the watch parties. You know, all good things must come to an end, and the watch parties are certainly not through Dale's choice. It's Facebook discontinued the watch parties, and we had our last one Thursday. So, Dale, if you are watching, thank you very much for all the time that you spent every week coming up with a new movie and taking the time out to do that. We really appreciate that. So, John says, I think that Boris is great in The Black Cat going up against Bella. Oh, yeah, there is a good one. Paul says, there's a Gallardi Fest in Cleveland every year, but because of COVID, it's been put on hold. I went to the first one 17 years ago. I think there would be room for you at that event. Oh, there might be. That's a neat suggestion. Thanks, Paul. Yeah, that's really not that far away from where I'm at. It wouldn't take long to get to Cleveland. John says Boris was also the host of his own series Thriller from the 60s. Oh, yes, I'm aware of that. I thought you were talking about the Michael Jackson because you had mentioned about Vincent Price narrating that. Yeah. That was kind of neat. I've seen clips of it. I didn't watch the show when it was on, but Jeff says Thriller was released in 1983. Wow, that long ago. Isn't that something? I saw somebody post something. It says MTV is now 40 years old. Can you imagine that? It said MTV is now 40 years old. Thank you, MTV, for 14 years of music video. Yeah. So how true, how true. So how time flies. Cassandra says Vincent Price sometimes is a guest at. Oh, Victoria. I thought I was reading that. Like, what? It's kind of cruel to be carting them there. All right, Victoria Price sometimes is a guest at Monster Bash. Oh, that's cool. Very neat. Paul says, have you heard of the Rondo Awards horror host? Yeah, that was actually the Rondo. That was brought up. John had brought that up to me earlier today. I have heard of that. I've never been nominated for that, or Jack Shadow, I should say, because he had asked me about that earlier in the day. I'm not even sure how one would go about doing something like that. If any of you know, let me know. I don't know that I would nominate myself, but it'd be kind of neat to have it. Brad says, "Are you planning?" That's a hint. If anyone wants to nominate Jack Shadow, please do. Brad says, "Are you planning on having Harrisville Haunted House Chillerfest 3 this year?" Planning on it. Yep, planning on it. So, in fact, in just a couple months, I'll be building it again. So, David says, Boris was great in Bikini Beach with Frankie and Annette, but he was best in the old dark house. The old dark house, I know. I didn't know about Bikini Beach. He was in Bikini Beach, huh? I must have missed that one. And I've seen some Frankie and Annette movies back in the day, but Laser Corn says, Buena Sierra Glam. Okay, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but there you go. Tom says, is MTV still on the air? LOL. I don't know. I thought it was a funny little meme, somebody saying it's 40 years old this week or whatever it was. So thank you, MTV, for 14 years of music video. Boy, that was really something when it first came on. That was, never seen anything quite like that. So, and then they just got into showing programs, but I don't know. Maybe that's what all the kids are into these days. Bonehead says, my favorite episode from Boris Karloff Thriller was the Grim Reaper one. No surprise, eh? I'd have to look that one up if it's maybe on YouTube or Roku somewhere. Jeff says, met Roger Corman. Oh, that's cool. He talked about what a wonderful person Vincent Price was. And total professional. I bet. I have no doubt. Vincent, all those guys, they really stood out, and because of their professionalism. That's really cool. Lasercorn says MTV stopped being relevant or cool when they stopped playing Headbangers Ball. Whenever that was, yeah. Of course, I mean, I can't. It's not like, I watched it, in high school, and then after, when I went in the Air Force, and then, I really stopped watching it at that point. I just, but it was kind of fun, growing up in high school watching that, the later years. What'd you say, 83? So yeah, there was a few years I had there to watch it. And Cassandra replying to Paul, that would be awesome. I would nominate Jack Shadow, so cool. All right. He'll take it. I happen to know. He would. Glamfang says, you got that right, Laser? Bonehead says, Boris Karloff Thriller is on YouTube. Brian, check it out. It's really good. The series? Okay. I'll check that out. I think I've seen that before on YouTube. I'm thinking that's probably where I saw clips of it. So, all right, cool. I think I'm caught up on the. I'm trying not to miss any comments here tonight. Sometimes I do because there's just so many, but tonight's a manageable pace. All right, so we got 10 minutes left. Not a lot of time. Not a lot of time. So I did want to mention next Saturday on the 24th, that top event there, the Butler Paranormal Conference. It's at the Tanglewood Center. It's actually in Lindora, Pennsylvania, which is in Butler County, and that's going to be Saturday on the 24th. I know I'm going to be there, at least for a little bit. I'll be walking around. I think Ava's coming with me. We'll be walking around there and just kind of meeting up with some people, the vendors, and seeing what they have there at the event. So that'll be cool. If you get a chance, if you live close enough, check it out. And then much later on in the year, on August 1st, Paranormal Marketplace. That's going to be in Monaca, Pennsylvania, on Sunday, August 1st. So, and we'll actually have a table set up at that one. So there you go. And I did want to mention this, Gross Fest for this year. They did make the official announcement, unfortunately, that they will be canceling it for this year. And I know how disappointed those guys must be to have to cancel that event. It's if you've been to Gross Fest in the past, or if you're planning on it, if you've seen pictures and stuff, there's a lot of people do attend that, and of course, because of the COVID, they felt that they had to cancel that, and I that's unfortunate, but there's a lot of events, obviously, within the last year or so that have been canceled or at least put on delay. So that's too bad. Looking forward to it next year, and I'm almost positive that we will be there next year at Gross Fest. So you guys, if you are watching, if you're still watching, I think Tom was on here earlier. Count us in. We'll be there, and looking forward to it. And then Bonehead says, yes, the whole series is on there. Oh, that's cool. Very cool. John says, Rondo Hatton was known as the Creeper, right, from the movies House of Horrors and the Brutal Man, or the Brute Man. His unique facial features was used for the Lothar from the Rocketeer. Yeah, he had a very distinctive look, didn't he? Yeah, the Creeper. So that is, of course, who they have the Rondo Awards named after for I know that they have horror hosts who receive that. So Lasercorn says, I wish I could make it to the Butler conference. I wish you could do. That'd be cool. And I will say this, if any of you go and you happen to see me, please come up. If I don't know you, if I've not met you in person, just let me know who you are, and so we can just chat and have a good time. So Glam says, best part of the ball was when Dave Mustaine messed with Ricky Ratman, LOL. I don't know if I'm real familiar with that reference there, but um, Brad says totally understandable. What about Grossfest? Yeah. Oh, Tom's there. Okay, next year definitely. Okay, Tom. Well, we are right there, and ready to support you guys. So Laser says Ricky Rackman. Wow. And then Brad says COVID sucks. Yes. Yes. Lasercorn says, do you remember Liquid Television Glam? Paul says, did the horror host from Pittsburgh, Chilly Billy, did his son take over, and are they still producing the show? No. Uh, his son's name, Billy, too, by the way. Nice guy, met him. And they ended the show in actually New Year's Eve, going into 1984, 83, and into 84. And that night they ended the show, and that was it. Saturday Night Live kind of pushed that show into. It was more and more difficult to keep that show going. I think. I mean, really. It had to wait until after Saturday Night Live. It was the only NBC affiliate station in the United States, to my understanding, from what I was told. It was WPXI, but it was WIIC. It was called that before. But it was the only one that wasn't playing Saturday Night Live. And that was NBC's big Saturday night show. Eventually, Pittsburgh had to fall in line and play Saturday Night Live. But for like 5 years, they held off playing Saturday Night Live because Chiller Theater was that popular. It was everybody knew about Chiller Theater. You didn't even have to be a horror movie fan to know and love Chiller Theater, just because of Bill Cardell. Bill Cardell was just like I say, even if you weren't a big fan of the old horror in the 50s, B sci-fi movies, they were still Bill Cardell. What a personality he was, and what a great guy. But his son did not take over, and they stopped producing the show quite some time ago. And Cassandra says to Tom, yes, I love Grossfest. Brad says, COVID will never break our American spirit. No. Nope. We got a few minutes left, and we'll give it about another 3 minutes or so. And then I usually end a couple minutes prior, so you guys, whatever you get your favorite beverage and and settle in for Chiller Night Theater. I'll throw that schedule up there again. And Bonin says, well, Brian, enjoy your celebration night, and thanks to you and the Chiller Night crew for another wonderful, fun, and informative show. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And don't forget, folks, please, if you get a chance on Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, check us out online the same way you're doing it right now on YouTube and Facebook for another new episode of Chiller Chat, where I'll be speaking with Leah Dawn Madden about fairies. So that should be an interesting show. I like to have new topics. I love hearing about UFOs, Bigfoot, cryptozoological stories and things like that. But it's nice to hear other things coming in, every once in a while, and Brad says, or John says before that, you have been watching Chiller Night Pre-Show with Brian Hogue. Until next Saturday night, try to enjoy the daylight. This is Crozak the Grand. Stay chilled, keep thrilled. Thank you, John. Brad says, 5 minutes until Chiller Night Theater. Get your Rokus ready. Yeah, not even that now. So let me throw that schedule back up there just to let you know what you'll be seeing in just a few minutes. 9 o'clock. Ho-ho! Coming right up. Indestructible Man, 11 p.m. My guest on Chiller Chat is George Garanci. And 11:30, Chiller Night Theater. The movie is The Devil Bat. 1:30 a.m. Chiller Chat. My host is me, Brian Hogue. That was the one I did on April 6th. And 2 a.m. Chiller Night Theater. The movie is Attack of the Giant Leeches. there you have it. Thank you, everybody, for joining me on my 3-year anniversary episode of the Chiller Night Live pre-show. And Glam says Ricky hosted the ball, and the Mustaine from the awesomest band ever, Megadeth, zinged him off. And Liquid TV sounds familiar, but I can't recall a specific show. Maybe animated Aeon Flux. I vaguely recall that show. I never watched that, but I do remember. I know of it. Brad says happy 3rd anniversary. Thank you, Brad. David says have a martini, Brian. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. All right, thank you. And to all, thank you very much. I'm drinking my prop martini. And have a good night. Have a good chiller night, and we'll see you next week.